Well, I know a lot of people, a big discussion right now has been the property tax increase, right, for homeowners, especially here in Ohio. I'm actually here with Danelle to talk to us a little bit about this. First of all, really, what's your advice for homeowners right now?
Well, good morning, Peyton. Thanks for having me back.
Good morning.
My advice would definitely be to make sure you check your escrow accounts first, because you want to make sure you're not depleting, or if it has due to the change inside, dealing with the increase, you want to make sure you have enough money in there. Second, I would definitely really pay attention. I would look at your bill, I would see what your taxes did, and you can actually take if you have a settlement statement if you recently bought, or you can take your recent appraised value and go to the county. You can actually try to go, quote unquote, argue to say, hey, what happened and why, even though they try to give you the explanation for it. But there's ways you can try to protect yourself if you feel like, man, this is way too much. So
yes, definitely. And speaking of, when you say, some people may feel like, wait, this is way too much. Talk to me about, do you feel that there's any concern that some people might lose their home because of this increase?
So I do believe that can happen, and some may, but that also goes back to, hey, making sure you have the escrow account or funds saved up. So you may have to cut a trip or two out just to make sure you have enough up. However, it still helps, right? Because the property tax went up, that means your property value went up. That means you have more equity in your home. So I would say also speak to your lender to see if there's some things you can do. Some people may do a HELOC or do other things to help get more funds in their home. But me personally, I would say make sure you talk to an expert or talk to your tax. It's tax season too. So there may be things as far as your refunds you can do to help, increase the extra change in your pocket.
Definitely. You had mentioned, that this also affects the impact or the value of your house.
Yes.
But talk to me about this. How often does this happen, right, where this increase happens? But talk to me also, can you touch on the fact how this is really hitting people hard because inflation is impacting so many things,
Yes.
just outside of the homes?
Yes. So what you do is, it happens every 6 years that they do the property value increase, where they go out and do the appraisal of the home. But every 3 years, so it really feels like every 3 years, but every 3 years they make an adjustment to keep up with the market. And so 6 years the appraisal takes place, and then before the next 6 years, 3 years in between, they do the actual adjustment, because like you said, it's almost like gas prices. Once it went up, it's up, right? And so with the inflation and the price changing, some people are feeling that major impact. But 6 years and 3 years, so really every 3 years, you're going to see some type of adjustment with your property taxes.
Yeah, would you say that the reason this has also just been a big talker in general is because people have been experiencing those increases in so many other parts of their lives right now?
Yes, I definitely would say so, because everything is going up, whether you are, again, the gas prices, it was eggs, it was milk, everything you touch, the price went up. And now you're looking at your payment like, oh my gosh, my taxes are up. But I would say keep an eye on it. Talk to your local banker. You can also, I know for a while people were saying, hey, they're writing letters, they're sending things out to talk to the local, the government to figure out what can we do, why did it go up, can we get a readjustment. Also, another tip is, if you feel like it and you think something's wrong, you can get your house appraised on your own. Now, it's a couple of dollars that, a couple $100s, I should say, that'll come out of your own pocket. However, you can have an appraisal, and that information you can take to them and say, hey, here's the true appraised value of my house. Let's work on this number here.
Well, that is a good tip to have. Thank you so much for joining
Thank
in
you.
and talking about this very important topic. You guys can actually find out more information about this on our website and our free mobile news app. Well, coming up after the break, zoo animals on the